issue of the moment. And I'll say yes and no. Let's start with the no side. We basically have to govern for everybody. And the reality is some people have issues. They dealing with homelessness, addiction, mental illness, cancer, educating themselves, buying a home. Okay, so climate change doesn't seem so real to them. Okay, but as far as yes is concerned, we won't have anything to govern if we don't address climate change properly. Okay, so I'm saying yes and no, and I'm basically sort of saying that we need to actually have an integrated response. Just having two policies, infrastructure, integrity, okay, climate change, isn't enough. You actually have to look at the whole economy, and you have to look at all of the things that concern people. So with my campaign, I'm looking at a national agenda of 7 areas that need to be looked at, and also from a very strong climate change perspective. Okay, so that's productive and innovative workforce, globally competitive businesses, world-class educational and cultural institutions, preventative and accessible healthcare, peace of mind at every age, okay, so, retirement from whatever age, fiscal responsibility, and infrastructure for the next 50 years. But that's in the context of an overall vision. Okay, I'm a strategist, okay, so we look at the long term, we look at also what is possible to implement. And that's within the vision of where we want to be in the future. So, in that context, I'm also looking at a very specific vision. So that's equality of opportunity and justice for all. Australia is a world leader in international human rights, okay, because I think we're really well placed to do that. Political and regulatory institutions electors can trust because, clearly we are very disappointed. I mean, the reason I jumped in the election in 2013 and 2016, because this is my 3rd time running, is that I could see disillusion. Okay, so, I'm here again because, hey, I might win, I might not win, most likely not, but I feel I'm bringing policy to the fore that's really important. I also believe we need to have our coal-based industry devolved in a responsible manner. Okay, so really, as a strategist, we know industries come to the end of their life cycle, and I really do believe this has happened with this particular industry. And we need to have a controlled approach to that. We need to have investment in renewable energy, which leads to lots of jobs, which I think is really important. Long-term investment in infrastructure, including an integrated approach to transport, the digital economy, energy, water networks. We want to also be a world leader in natural disaster risk management because we can see now that the climate is leading to all sorts of extremes. And we really need to be prepared because, hey, if we got rid of coal, there's fires all over the place. That's not good for the environment either. We also just want to make sure our educational institutions are ready to go as well, and we have the know-how to address our future. And I think we really do need to be more visionary about how people's careers develop so that, whatever they do, whether they're engineers or nurses or whatever, they understand what they need to achieve. But definitely in terms of having a career that is climate focused, we really want to have our educational institutions putting everybody in a position to have the knowledge that they need and the know-how to apply it. And of course, we want to do the basic things, like just make sure people don't have to worry about things like have a home in the future. And I assure you, if we don't address climate change and we have social and political disruption and all sorts of bad things happen, terrible recession globally or something like that, things like home ownership are going to be very, very difficult and, the least of our concerns. So really, the whole idea is to link all of these things. And that's what I'm going to focus on. So I'm going to focus on the areas where the vision is sort of really high up in the agenda. So really, disruption is happening. So I think we need to sort of get to it. Al Gore, a good friend of Barry Jones, has done like a lot of people have done and convinced that everybody that climate change is real. But what we need to do now is understand that this also represents a great opportunity. I mean, it's a business opportunity. It's an opportunity for people to think about their careers differently. And it's an opportunity for Australians to come together in a way that they haven't done before. And of course, we do want to have integrated infrastructure. And what I really think we should be doing is things like what Nobel Prize winner Roma has suggested, and have things like provinces, or what I like to call regional corridors, where we're using new technology in regional areas which are reinvigorated and on the cutting edge, to identify what we need in the future and roll those out in the city and do some serious retrofitting. So I offer an integrated vision and all about getting things done and staying in trouble a lot. That's what I plan to do. Thank you.